I just realised that the dot is on the bottom. I actually wanted that dot on the top, because when I measured it with the verniers, there is probably about a 0.6 of a millimetre difference between this end and this spot. So there is a gentle increase this direction, and I may have this guy upside down, so if I flip this over so the dot's over this side, that may give me a little bit more slack. I'm going to try that first. Okay, even with it flipped around so that the dot is now on the top, which is where I thought I originally had it. Maybe I had the thing upside down when I put it on. It still looks like it has insufficient. So I think it might be time to now cut these guys off. They're plastic, so they should be a little bit easy to get off. Starting to run out of daylight. It's making things a little bit harder to see. But I've just measured down here in the cable just to make sure that I'm not going to cut this nut off in vain. And if I chop that nut off, it looks like it's probably just going to be just about the right length. So there is a gain to be had by chopping that off, so I'll take that off now. Just going to hit this with a grinder. As you can see this time, because the nut is quite big, because it goes over here, there's plenty of clearance here, so I should be able to chop through this plastic nut with a grinder quite easily. Now it's quite simple, just a simple cut with the grinder, and the cable just slips straight off it. With the nut off, it's getting really hard to see here. Let me put the torch out of my pocket. The nut is now off, and that black piece is screwed as far as it can go up, so it's pretty much right up to the very end of it. And I've got the rubber boot back on, and these guys tied up. Now when I let go of the throttle, it springs back immediately as per the instructions, which says it should. No gap there. And there it is. The Rifleman quick action throttle insert fitted. Not finished quite yet. Had to screw this guy back on again. What I need to do in order to evaluate how much the difference was, I need to rotate the throttle and show you the difference. Seems to be significantly, if you have a look at it seems to be significantly less if you look at my previous video to give you an idea of the rotation mark. Let's see if I can find some way of lining something up here. So just make a mental note of somewhere here that's sort of in line with here. Looks like it's probably moving less than two of these guys, or probably, let's see if I can line that up somewhere with maybe with the light shining on that. Yeah, so it seems to be rotating at roughly one of these guys, which, if memory served me right, last time I did a count. Let me just have a look. Okay, there's 6 of them there, so that would indicate that for a full revolution would be 360 degrees divided by 6 gives us 60 degrees. And I think originally was about 75 degrees or 80 degrees, I think, from the previous video. I can't quite remember, but it looks like I've got about 60 degrees now. Just doing a bit of an acid test and having a look from previously I had to kind of bend my arm around like that to be able to get around to full throttle. Now it looks like I can hold my hand at a more reasonable angle to get full throttle. So looks like a great amount. It's just perfect by the looks of it. We'll have to see when we go to the drags next.